All right, guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay. So one question I've gotten 100 times is, do you recommend the Pixel 6 or Pixel 6 Pro or the OnePlus 9 or OnePlus 9 Pro? Believe it or not, this is a very popular question. So in this video, I'm going to address some of these things right here. So I actually have all the devices right here. So here's the OnePlus 9 Pro and here's the Pixel 6 Pro. And we'll get to those. And then here's the OnePlus 9 and here's the Pixel 6. So the challenger to me is going to be the Pixel 6 because obviously it just released. This is OnePlus 9's latest offering in the US. And obviously you guys know I love the OnePlus 9. So, you know, this will be a pretty fair comparison because I am Team Pixel for sure. So the challenger is the Pixel 6. So let's go with hardware for now. When it comes to hardware, Google adapted this square design now. Going back to, what was it, the Pixel 2, I think it was, when they adapted the little forehead and chin on there. Yeah, but anyway, this is a square design, and the screen definitely is square when in comparison to the OnePlus 9. As you can see there, it is it's rounded, and it has a camera off to the top left, and Google has theirs in the center. Now, speaking of screens, I don't see much difference in quality just looking at these with the naked eye. They're both cranked to 100%. The Pixel appears to be a little bit brighter in person, but that's just me. You could see it over video. You might say, no, they look the same, Jay. I can't really tell. But the Pixel definitely is a good display. It's just like the OnePlus 9. And I just don't have any differences in opinion about the displays. I think they're both beautiful. You can't go wrong with either one. Now, looking at the displays, someone asked me a while ago, Jay, where do you prefer the position of your camera? And I said in the center, because sometimes when I'm vlogging with something on the front, I forget to look down at the bottom corner, depending on, or the top corner, depending on how I have it or whatever. And with the Pixel, I know to just look at the center top right there. And that's just a preference, but I prefer to have the screen with the camera in the center. Now, which one of these displays do I like for feel and hand? Or the phones for feel and hand? That goes to the OnePlus 9 because of the rounded corners. The Pixel 6 is a boxy device now, and so it has points on the corners of each side of the device. This isn't a bad thing. It's just a preference when you're holding it in your hand like this. It's just a little bit more comfortable to have the more rounded and pronounced rounded sides and corners on the OnePlus 9. Now, hardware-wise, these both are kind of, this one's skinned, this one's somewhat skinned. Got a video coming out on this one later on. Stay tuned for that. Now, the challenger, when it comes to hardware, the Pixel wins to me. This is just a beautiful color scheme, and they come in different colors as well. You got the kind of coral, the stormy black, and then you have this sort of seafoam. So, and I know that OnePlus hasn't brought out anything lately. This is their latest offering. But in general, this is a good design. It's a tried and trusted design, but Google has decided to give something completely different. And I can appreciate what they're doing here. I genuinely like the Pixel 6's hardware, the way it looks so much better. Other than that, folks, I mean, hardware-wise, the Pixel appears to be a little bit lighter. It's definitely a little bit thinner, it appears. It appears, I'm saying. I'm not saying it officially is, because I'm not looking at like tech specs or anything like that. But I love the flat sides on here. I don't like the dark, shiny sides. But I do like that OnePlus has the alert slider, and I like the position of the keys on the OnePlus. Now, when it comes to hardware, the Fingerprint Reader is something that people have been complaining about or have some concerns about with the Pixel. And as you can see, I open mine up. It works great. But to me, OnePlus has the fastest and most reliable in-screen fingerprint reader. With the Pixel 6, I hear some people saying that they don't, you have to hold it longer. So let's just see here. You can see there, I held them about the same, and the OnePlus just opens faster. That's just what it is. So hardware-wise, it's kind of a mix and match. You know, they're both really solid. I don't really have any complaints about either one. And the design definitely goes to the Pixel on the other side of that. I just think it's just much better. And the screens are somewhat equally matched. But let's check out a little bit of, I'm just going to open some apps up here. Now, my OnePlus 9 has 12 gigs of RAM, and it's a 256 gig version. The same as my OnePlus 9 Pro, 12 gigs, 256. The Pixel, though, is 8 and 128. So RAM, obviously, I have 4 more gigs of RAM on here, and that's just going to be a thing. You know what I mean? So bear that in mind. But let's just pop up some things here. I mean, you can see which one loaded it. I don't think you're going to find that these are actually doing anything. Wow, why did I get logged out? I don't think that's going to do anything. But nonetheless, I think the Pixel performs well for what it is. Shout out to that beautiful photo by Grant. Wow, that is just beautiful. Check him out. He's rolling with it. This Pixel 6, baby. Rolling with it. Yeah. But performance on here, they're both extremely speedy. Now, obviously, the Pixel 6 is running the latest Android operating system. My 9 and 9 Pro are still on the September security patch. And then, they both have Android 11. So I'm sure they'll get Android 12, in due time. But I don't think I'm seeing any difference in performance here, and I probably won't. But nonetheless, both of these perform well. And I think stock Android is where it's at. And basic hardware rundown on these, it just comes down to personal preference. Now, price-wise, the Pixel 6 wins again because it's $599, and it's just so much going on here. Cameras are, they're okay on to compare with the Pixel 6, but the OnePlus 9 just does very well in photos. OnePlus used to say all these things about their cameras being top dogs, and they had these claims. They even got the Hasselblad deal on here. One upside to the OnePlus 9 is that it has the new X-Pan mode, which is just simply beautiful, and I just really like it. So the OnePlus 9 is still a great contender, and I will still highly recommend it. But the Google Pixel is using the Tensor chip, and this is using the 888. And I don't see any difference in performance between these two devices. Honestly, with day-to-day use, I don't. Now, granted, I am using the Pixel 6 and 6 Pro as my regulars, not the 9 and 9 Pro at the moment. But I've used the 9 and the 9 Pro since they launched, and I love them. My only complaint is the cameras, the video cameras just are not as good as some other phones out there. So the Pixel 6 to me overall takes it, and just in the small things. Now, I'm not saying this is official. I'm not saying you have to agree with what I'm saying. I'm just saying for me, I would take the Pixel 6 just based on those simple things that I pointed out. The screens are equally matched. Battery life on these is both fantastic. And the fingerprint reader was an issue for some people. I think mine functions just fine. Hardware and price, it really takes it. And software is stock Android. So, as far as cameras go, I don't think many phones are going to match the Pixel. And when it comes to the Pro models, it's a little bit different story. Again, almost the same. The difference is the Pixel 6 Pro has a curved display, which is what I like. Now, let me turn up the brightness on here. On both. And to be fair, I do have a matte screen protector on my Pixel 6 Pro, and I do not have one on the OnePlus 9. But when I look at these, it's just kind of like, whoa, I really genuinely like the hardware on the OnePlus 9 Pro, but it just has that dated design that we all know and love. And so the Pixel 6 Pro has this newer design, and it's just what it is. The Pixel 6 Pro, same thing with the Pixel 6. I give the hardware and design to Google. But the screens, these are both Quad HD displays, unlike the 9 and the 6, they're 1080p. But folks, honestly, I just don't see much difference. I just don't see the difference here. What I do see is a difference in price. And again, the Pixel 6 Pro wins because it is $899 versus the $1099 starting price, I believe this is. So, you know, these comparisons are roughly the same. The difference is with the Pixel 6 Pro, the cameras, to me, in my comparison and looking at it, and you personally, Jay, you didn't put up any camera comparisons. At this point, I don't have it in me to do it because I know how these are going to look. I know that I don't like the video too much on the OnePlus 9 Pro. While it is great video, it doesn't match the Pixel 6 Pro or the Pixel 6 for video. The XPan feature is a great feature that these new Pixels don't have, but when it comes to features, you know, these are stock Android devices. Now, one thing I do like about the OnePlus 9 software is that you can customize it pretty much without doing anything. I can add widgets and change, or not add widgets, I can change my icon pack to an icon pack from the Google Play Store. And so that is just something that I think it's going to be a thing that's either you like it or you don't like it. So with these both having 12 gigs of RAM, I don't know that I'll see too much difference in anything going on. These are pretty much loading these the same with no problems. The Pixel is flying along like it should, and the OnePlus is flying along like it should. But I genuinely feel like, you know, Google has a winner on their hands with this Tensor chip. They really do, and I think it's going to come down to design, really, because this is a hard comparison for me because both of these are stock Android, and they both have fantastic performance, but the Pixel wins when it comes to camera, video, and still shots. And other than that, I mean, it's a balanced playing field. I think the OnePlus 9 Pro and the OnePlus 9 have better speakers than the Pixel devices. The Pixel devices aren't the loudest, but they are very clear. But the OnePlus 9 speakers are much better and louder, and that's reaching right there. That's really nitpicking. But again, two beautiful Quad HD displays, two fast processors. What more do you possibly want? So people, again, talked about the fingerprint readers on these devices. So I showed you them on the 9 and 6. So let's look at them on the Pros here. See, OnePlus, I said it in a video before. I said OnePlus has the best fingerprint reader for in-screen. And, you know, some people disagree with that, but I just think it is. I think it's the fastest in-screen fingerprint reader that I've experienced. And that's just my personal opinion on that. You don't have to agree. It's cool. But of all these devices, man, I think, you know, Google wins when it comes to just the overall package. It's just the Pixel lineup, folks, is almost unmatched. It's impossible to believe that you're going to get a better value right now on a smartphone, not just Android, any smartphone. When you're talking about value, this Pixel 6 and the Pixel 6 Pro come in and undercut the competition by a long shot. I mean, by hundreds of dollars. So when you start to nitpick like I'm doing deep down in it, you start to realize the Pixel 6 and Pixel 6 Pro definitely are not the best at everything. But when you put the package together, it trumps, both of these devices trump a lot of devices out there, and it's hard to compete with them. That's the problem, because when you talk about buying it, other devices have to give some kind of promo to get the price down to what Google is doing. And I think Google did a fantastic job this year on their hardware and software and price and just everything. Cameras, it is a complete package. It's just that simple. Some people just refuse to accept that. And I get it. I understand if you have a personal preference, I get you. I got it. I understand. But for me, I'm looking out for the regular people out there who are not into technology, who can't have all these phones at one time. And I just really can appreciate what Google has done this time. I've nitpicked Google a gazillion times. We all know that this phone right here had some camera issues for heating and things like that. And it was just one of those things that we all dealt with. I see some people are already reporting that their Pixel 6 devices are having some heating issues and cutting off. Well, I haven't had any camera issues. I think the camera is performing great, and I just have no quarrels with the phones at this point. I want them to be better. I want the Pixel 6 to be a more, if the Pixel 6 had the same specs as the Pixel 6 Pro, this phone would kill all at $799. I'm even saying $799 instead of $599. I'm naming $799 because if they would have priced the Pixel 6 at $799 with the same internals as the Pro, it's game over for everybody. It's already game over right now with the Pixel 6 coming in at $599, and it's such a crazy deal. And they gave away earbuds at the launch. They killed it, man. They killed it. I love the color match. I haven't opened these yet because obviously I have my other 2 pairs of buds, but they killed it. They did the doggone thing, and this comparison that people are wanting from me, this is about as basic as I can get. I like the hardware better on there. You know, just, you heard what I said. I think OnePlus 9 and 9 Pro are fantastic devices. I really enjoy the OnePlus 9 Pro. It was my favorite of the 2 because I actually got this one. I turned around and bought the Pro because I wanted to experience it. So curved displays do not bother me. And when you think about this, you think about how these are similar. You've got 2 Pro devices, naming convention Pro, with curved displays, big displays, and you've got 2 regular devices with flat displays. You know, you see what I'm saying? So this comparison is way too close, so you have to dig deep to get a winner. And to me, the winner is the Pixel 6 lineup. I think it's going to be that way for quite some time, folks, unless Xiaomi comes over here or Huawei comes to the US. Google's got it on lock now, man. They're undercutting Motorola and everybody that produces stock Android devices. They just have them beat. And just any smartphone out there, they don't cost less than these 2 phones right here, and that is competition in the real world. Price for some people is really all they see. They see cameras in a low price, or battery in a low price, or beautiful hardware in a low price, they're going to go for it. So, discussion for you guys on the OnePlus 6 versus the OnePlus 9 and the 6 Pro versus the 9 Pro. My pick, as much as I love OnePlus, the Google devices, they shut them down. Flagship killers. It's your man Jay. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.